Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming back to another one of our episodes. My name is Marcibel. I'm one of your co-hosts, and Julian is actually not here with us today. I know, very sad, very sad. But we do have Miss Abby Della Rosa. So, Abby, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Are y'all going to add like applause in the background?
I don't know.
Okay, so my name's Abby. Like she said, Abby Della Rosa. I think, oh, wait, they got deleted, right? The other ones.
Oh, the other episode?
Yeah.
We didn't
Okay,
record that one.
so me and Marisol went to high school together, so that's how we know each other. Well, also Trevino. And I'm 19. I go to Northwest Vista. I'm majoring in biology pre-nursing, and I work out. That's pretty much it, honestly. That's all, there's nothing more to me. It's just those.
Okay,
those
yeah,
two
but
aspects.
do you want to get into like your major and stuff and how that's going for you?
Yeah, so far it's going pretty good. I've been online for ever. I actually haven't been in person yet, but I'm going in person next semester. So I'm excited about that. But I'm only going like on Mondays and Wednesdays. So we'll see how that works out. But overall, I'm pretty excited. It's kind of like nerve-wracking getting back into the classroom. But I am like glad that I'm going to be getting like hands-on, like, you know,
Experience.
I'm not going to be like laying down and like having the Zoom in the
bed.
background. Yeah. So, I'm excited. So far, my grades have been pretty good. The classes are kind of difficult, but I think it not only does it depend on like how well you do with time management, but I think it has a lot to do with like professors. Cause like I was telling you earlier, my professor for anatomy and physiology, he was like so strict. Like granted,
Mm-hmm.
I did learn a lot. Like
Yeah.
that's probably the course that I learned the most in this semester, but it was just really nerve-wracking having to like, even though I get the information, what if I don't study like a certain topic, you know, in depth enough, and what if that's on the test, and then I like fail the class, because in that course, the exams were like 60% of your grade. So if you do bad on an exam, like your only chance of like getting your grade up is doing amazing on like another exam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the other exam would be like a whole new set of chapters. Like it's not like, what if it was the word cumulative? I can't say that word.
Yeah. No.
So it's like new chapters. It's not like, you know, the whole course like can be on the exam.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question. So I know for one of my friends, or one of the girls that I work with, she wants to go to UIW, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to get into their nursing program, they have to take like 2 classes, like just in that college or university.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have to do that? Like, did you have to take a certain, I don't know, like physiology? Like, did you have to take that one before you could apply to nursing school, or it doesn't depend, or it doesn't matter?
No, so I think for the most part there's like a list of set classes that everyone has to take, just to like ensure you're learning the right stuff before you take like the TEAS exam, which is just an exam that you have to take to prove that like you're learning, and like to actually even apply to nursing school. Like just because you take the exam and you do well doesn't mean you're going to get into it. So for me, I'm going through the classes for UT Health, so it's like a specific list, but within that list I could also like apply to Baptist or like another nursing program. It's not just for UT. I'm not exactly sure like the specifics for UIW, but I'm pretty sure it's like the same classes, like microbiology, nutrition, A&P, chemistry, like stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think it's like a set thing. But I have wondered, like, are professors like more strict at like universities, or like do you think it's like universal? Like,
Well, I'm not too sure because Julian and I were talking about this, and he feels like I have more work compared to him, and it's a little, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the classes, the professors that we've had, because obviously we have different professors. We're not in the same university or anything, but I mean it makes sense. Like I'm at a private university, so I mean, it would make sense that I would get like more work because it costs more to go, right? So you think you'd be like learning more information, but I'm not too sure actually.
It could also be because of your major.
Well, that too, but I think every major, like, it's equally hard. It just depends. Yeah. Like, how much effort you put into it.
Yeah. I know, like, I don't know. I kind of, like, struggled with some courses in the sense that, like, every professor's different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like a really important thing to get, or, like, when you get into college to understand is that, like, each professor's different. Like, you need to learn, like, if their tests are going to come from quizzes or if it's going to come from the textbook or, like, PowerPoints, and probably just, like, note-taking, honestly, because I've looked back on my notes a lot. Like, they've helped me so much. Even now, like, I still keep my journals from last semester.
Yeah, I know they said to do that. Like, when I would watch TikToks, they'd be like, how to succeed in college. Because, I mean, we were in the pandemic. Like, I didn't know what to do or what to expect, right? So everyone was kind of learning how to learn online. Yeah. And they're like, oh, like, keep your journals because, you know, you're not really going to have that relationship with your professor, especially if you're online. So the best thing to do is just keep your journal and your notes and all of that so you can look back on it. Yeah. Like, oh, they said this or this was important, right? I highlighted that. But yeah.
I will say, I feel like since we're not in person, like you said, we have to, like, make an extra effort to not to get to know the professor, but, like, to participate in class. Like, I feel like they're more likely to help you, like, towards the end of the semester if you've been, like, reaching out to them or, like, participating in, like, Zoom lectures and stuff like that.
No, yeah, definitely. I think so too, because in my Zoom classes, I don't know, let me go back. I only had Zoom classes my freshman year. My sophomore year, this last fall, I've been in person. So it's been a little different on how, like, to create relationships with my professors. But whenever I was on Zoom, it was mainly just like, oh, let me answer the question or reply to their comment that they made, and, like, nobody laughed, right? So it was it was
hard. I feel so bad for professors when they make a joke and then, like, nobody laughs. Because sometimes, low-key, I'd be laughing, but, like, I have my mic turned off, my camera off. Like, they don't see that. So
yeah, I would turn my camera on so they could see, like, my facial expressions. I'd be like, oh, you know. Y'all can't see what I did, but
no, I know, I was about to say, I know y'all started, like, uploading these on YouTube, right? I was wondering, like, if, I don't know, it'd be cool if y'all, like, recorded yourselves, like, an actual, like, YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, we want to, but it's a lot harder than you think. Like, it's not just like, oh, I can connect my phone to this software that we have. I don't even know, like, what it's called. By the way, guys, my first time ever, like, hosting by myself and, like, turning stuff on. So hopefully everything sounds great.
But shout out to Chirino because he set it all up.
He was just like, this is step 1, step 2. We went over it like 3 times because he was scared. And I was like, bro, I can just call you. Like, it's not like you're not going to. Yeah, he's at home. So I was like, if anything, you can just come over here and, like, show me what to do again. But yeah, anyways, so we want to do, like, video recording while we're, you know, recording these podcast episodes, but it's hard. Like, Julian's looked into it and he's like, oh, we need different this and that, and the mics might glitch. Really? Or so it's a lot. Like, it's not just, oh, let me connect to my phone, because like, we can just connect our phone, but the audio that you get from the phone is going to be a lot different from these mics.
And isn't there something where you have to, like, overlap them, like, if you want to get, like...
Yeah, well, usually we use Julian's laptop, and this time we're using mine, so it might be a little different. So right now we have 2 different, like, audio going at the same time, and I think that's how the other one is, but it shows as 1. This one I can see 2, so that's why I was asking you to, like, keep talking.
Oh, so it's different on your screen rather than his.
Because I'm using GarageBand and he uses Audacity.
Oh, I see.
So it's different. We can still, like, download it and stuff, and he has, like, a little USB drive that he's just gonna come and, like, download it to, so he can, like, edit it on his computer. But yeah, no, it's a lot different. There's just, like, so much.
I know. I had to do a final assignment. It was like a project. It wasn't like an essay or anything. So I had to upload a video to YouTube. It was like a PowerPoint, but I had to, like, narrate it. And oh my gosh, that was, like, one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was so difficult, and it came out so shitty. Like, I mean, I got an A in the project, but, like, It was so bad. Like, when
what was it about?
It was an ethics course, and it was about different, you have to pick 2 morality questions.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to like analyze them and how they would respond to a specific theory.
Yeah.
So like, let's say like I'm a theorist and I'm like, oh, okay, lying is bad. And then a question would be, is telling a white lie morally right if it's going to spare the other person's feelings?
Yeah.
So I would be like, no. That's like the simple.
He said, I don't like lying.
Yeah. So that would be like the simple way to put it. But I mean, I don't know. It was difficult. As soon as I had to like put it on public, right? Obviously, I knew I wasn't gonna go like viral or anything because it was so bad. But I was like, damn, like I really hope nobody sees this. But no, I put it on private right after. Right after he graded it, I was like, I didn't know how to delete it, so I was like, okay, let me just put it on private so nobody can see it. But yeah, other than that, funny. My finals were pretty good. Like I said, the professor that I was talking about earlier for A&P. Mm-hmm. Not only is he like strict with grading, but since I was doing Zoom classes, he would make us show like our whole room basically. Oh. Like he would be like, you have to show me what's under you. You have to show me your laptop in a mirror so I know there's no sticky notes on it. You have to show me like your wrist, make sure there's no notes. And then he was like, you have to have your ears exposed so I know you're not using AirPods or anything. Like it was a lot. And if you didn't do that, like he would deduct some points. Obviously it wasn't like, 40 points, but it was like a course like that is already hard enough. Like you don't want to get like 5 points deducted just because you forgot to show your arm.
Yeah, or your ear.
Yeah.
So I remember, would cry.
No, I remember one time it was cold in my room and I was like, oh, I want to wear long sleeves. So I had to like pick up my sleeves and be like, okay, there's nothing on my wrist or anything, so that way he knew. But yeah, it was like, I was like, dang, like, it's not that serious, sir.
The mirror.
No, yeah. I remember he deducted like 10 points off from this girl's test because she forgot to show like her laptop in the mirror.
Man.
And I was like,
I would just think like, oh, he says that to like scare y'all, but no. He actually looks.
No, he watches back the videos. I know like, my first semesters, I think someone had told me like, oh, they don't actually see the videos, like it's just for precaution so you don't like go on your phone and cheat,
Yeah, kind of like just psyching you out.
Yeah, but he would grade them and then he would be like, okay, the grades, I've graded them, but I still have to rewatch the video so they're not final. And then he would like email us and be like, okay, I watched all the videos. I was like, damn, sir, you don't got nothing better to do with your time? Like
he said no. I take my job very seriously.
No, he really does. But honestly, like I learned so much in that class, but it was very stressful. And I'm taking him for next semester for A&P too.
So, I mean, you already know what to expect.
Yeah, but I'm going in person for that class. So hopefully it's like a little easier. I don't know.
I mean, he might be like, show me your wrist right now.
No, yeah. Because he was like, he even told me, or not me specifically, but like the whole class. He was saying that usually he would get a model of like the muscles, like let's say in the arm, and we would have to point to each muscle and name them, and that's how he would do it. But through Zoom, he would just like show a picture, and 9 times out of 10 people would just have the PowerPoint up like split screen and just do that. So I'm like, damn, like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so much to remember, honestly. Like so much.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of muscles and like under that, I can't imagine. Like my cousin tried to explain it to me because she's also like doing nursing, I think, or something like that, right? I can't remember. But she was like trying to explain to me like, oh, right here's your forearm, but there's also this, and then your vein. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine.
No, there's so much. I know like the last couple of weeks of the course, like we started learning about like nerves and like cranial nerves and how you sense touch and everything. And I learned that everything that you perceive is not like in your hand, but it's in your cerebral cortex. So like let's say I touch you on your elbow, like the sensory nerves, they travel all the way up to like through the brainstem and all that, and then you don't actually feel that you're being touched unless it like goes to that specific part of the cerebral cortex.
Oh, okay.
So like Another interesting thing I learned is that like you don't feel everything, or you don't perceive everything that you're going through. Like right now you don't feel your socks, or like you don't feel your leggings. And it's because like your brain wants to prioritize like different sensations rather than, because you'd go crazy if you felt like, oh my
Everything.
gosh, here's my
Oh my gosh,
here's my
voice
what.
I was gonna say everything.
Yeah,
It sounds like a groggle.
but it's like crazy because when you think about it, you're like, damn, like, well, now I feel my sweater, like now I feel my socks
that you've been thinking about.
Yeah, but yeah, it was really interesting. I think next semester we're just gonna go like learn more into specific things like that. But how's Costco? How do you like it?
It's good. Yeah.
That's it.
No, I really like it. It's a little stressful every now and then because I'm an assistant, right? So they can really put me anywhere they need help, right? So I don't mind that because every day I'm not doing like the exact same thing. But these last few days, because we're on Christmas break, right? I haven't really been assisting. Like I was in other departments, and it kind of like I was getting bored because I was there for 8 hours, and it was kind of like I wasn't getting any people time, you know? Like I wasn't talking to my friends, or like my cousin works with me, so like I like to see her or work with her. So sometimes I'll be like, who wants to be Natalie's assistant? And I'm like, me. Aww. Choose me, right?
Did we ever work together? I don't remember.
No, I was my first day you were like, oh yeah, I'm not working there anymore. And I was like, what?
I forgot. I thought I could have sworn we worked together like once, but maybe that was the other.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's so crazy. I like literally the past couple of days, because we've been like planning this for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like me coming, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna talk about? Like I got a new car, I got a job, I got this, I got that, and then now I'm just like blinking. I'm like, damn, like I'm sweaty.
I know. Before we started recording this, she was like, wait, I'm nervous. I'm like, I haven't even started yet. Like
no,
you just put on the headphones.
I feel like I can't do any like. I'm like trying to lick my lips, but I don't want to give y'all like ASMR because like some people will cringe at that. But it's okay. It's whatever. But yeah, I was really excited to come film this. I haven't had much people time either, honestly.
Yeah. No, and I didn't realize like how much I needed until like I was taken away from that position. I was like, oh shoot, like no wonder my days go by fast, because all the time I'm like, hi, did you find everything okay today? And then like they're like, yeah, and I'm like, that's great. Are you buying anything for Christmas? Oh yeah, and then I'm like, okay, bye. And I just like go away.
No,
or they'll be like, oh, it's 2 separate orders. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll let you separate it, right? Because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, that doesn't go there. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna back up.
No, yeah, I don't know. What, those 3 weeks I worked there? I mean, on it was good. Like I was planning on staying. You know, I wasn't planning on quitting on the 3rd week, but stuff happens. Yeah, I feel like it happened for a reason though, because I know like you still get a lot of hours, like more than you would like, and then you were going to school full time and you were still working out. Like I don't know if I could do all that.
And then the podcast, like, yeah, honestly I didn't realize how much I did.
No, you did
like,
a lot.
I got a job.
You did a lot. I remember like I would think like, damn, like I would check your location, I'll be like, damn, she's at work right now, and I'm like taking a nap. Like
you're like, what is she up to?
Yeah, I'm like, what is she doing? I'm bored. But no, yeah.
No, I know. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, like, where's my dad, right? Or my mom, because they're going to pick up dinner. And I just, like, see you on the highway. And I'm like, where is she going?
I don't know where I'm going, honestly. Maybe. I literally don't go anywhere. Like, it's kind of sad, actually.
No, most of the time you are at your house.
Yeah, no, I am. I really am.
Oh, she's safe. Okay.
Yeah, I'm either at my house or at the gym.
Yeah.
Speaking of the gym, I'm planning on PRing today. Oh my gosh,
really?
my voice.
I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. Whenever I talked, I was like, oh yeah, everything. Then it went like, I don't know.
No, but yeah, hopefully I PR. We'll see. I'm gonna try to hit 2 plates on squat.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably post about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
So if y'all wanna, cause this will be up in like what, 2 weeks or like a week?
I'd say about like 2 weeks. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see if y'all wanna check.
It'll be in January, but yeah.
Oh yeah, today the day we're filming this is the day before Christmas Eve.
It's Christmas Eve. Yeah.
No, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. That's why I ate like my sandwich. Hopefully it gives me energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also gonna take some pre. We'll see. But other than that, I'd say life has been okay. Honestly, yeah. It hasn't been anything too crazy.
So like let's get into, you mentioned the gym. So, like, when did you start going to the gym,
Yeah, so I started... So, for 2020, like, my New Year's resolution, like everyone else, is to lose weight, right? So, I didn't go straight into, like, the gym. I would do, like, a lot of HIIT workouts in my room, and then I would go for, like, runs and stuff. And honestly, like, I lost... Okay, so I did that, right? And then I was also on a calorie deficit. But I, like, messed up my metabolism. Like, it is, like,
She's
messed.
Dead.
Yeah, like, she is horrible right now. So I did that. I lost, like, 25 pounds, right? And I was, like, happy with my weight. And I was like, okay, like, now I need to put on muscle. So I started going to the gym. And then, honestly, like, it's just something, like, I use to, like, relieve stress now. Like, obviously I'm still pushing myself and I'm still trying to, like, like, hit 2 plates on squat or...
Yeah, you still have goals.
Yeah. But I think, like, now more than ever I use it to just, like, relieve stress. Like, before I would think, like, what did I even do? Like I would just stay at home. Like, I wouldn't work out. Like, that's just so insane to me. Which is crazy because, like, I wasn't in sports or anything. Like, I have never done sports in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I literally took dance because I didn't want to do PE in high school. Like, that's literally how bad it was. And now, like, I'm going to the gym every day. Like, I'm, like, like, lifting and stuff. And it's good. I think I really got into it, like, probably around May. I don't know. I feel like that it was, like, a time where I was just, like, by myself. And I was like, okay, like, well, now, like, I have nothing to do. Like, I need to just focus on pushing myself and kind of, like, having something to look forward to rather than just, like, getting up and being like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got into it. And now I will say it was, like, now it's more of, like, a habit of working out, but there are still some days where I'm like, damn, like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I'll be, like, in the middle of my workout. Like, I hate doing, like, back and biceps. I hate it so much.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't have good mind muscle connection. Like, when I'm doing my, like, when I'm doing my back, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm just going through the motions. I'm not, like,
working anything.
Yeah. Rather than when I do, like, bench press or, like, squat, like, I feel like my muscles working. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, like, discouraging because I feel like my back is probably somewhere where I've lacked the most progress.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks. But, I mean, I still do it because I have to. Like, I don't want to, develop my legs and have, like, a weak-ass back. Like, I still train it. And I will say I am getting better at, like, mind muscle connection. But it is still something that, like, I have to put, like, an extra effort towards. So, like, even, like, I did back and bis yesterday, and, like, today, like, I'll feel my back. I'm like, oh, she's a little sore. But is she sore, or am I just, like, do I just have bad posture?
About it, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. It could be a little bit of both. We'll see. But other than that, I feel like, I don't know. It's just so crazy to me that, like, from one day to the next, like, I literally just started going to the gym, and I just haven't stopped. Like, I'm still going.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too.
Like, do you still work out? Do you still go to the Y?
I still go every now and then. I've been working out at home more because I'll have, like, work, and I only have, like, 2 hours, and you think that's a lot.
No, it really isn't.
But to, like, make food or, like, drive to the gym, drive back, work out, shower. If I have, I don't know, like, wrapping presents, right? Like, when am I going to do that? Because I get out late. Recently, I've been getting out a little earlier, so usually I get out at 11, but I've been getting out at, like, 9. Well, 9's, like, the earliest, but I've been getting out at 9.
It's still good.
Yeah.
It's better than 11.
Yeah, and then on Christmas Eve, I actually work, but I work 8:45 to 5:15, and that's, like, the best I've ever gotten. Like, really? 5:15. I usually go in at 5. We close at 5.
Oh, okay.
But people are still there to close. Yeah. So luckily, I'm not closing on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, because you probably get out, like, at what, 7 or something? Like,
yeah,
7
which
or 8?
Is still, like, kind of good compared to, like, other times. But yeah. I'm glad that I can just get out once we close.
Yeah.
And be like, peace out. I'm out of here.
No, yeah, you don't want to do, like, the putbacks and stuff.
Honestly, like, that's really relaxing to me sometimes.
What?
Yeah, like, I like making things look, like, pretty.
Oh, no, not me.
But it is stressful when we have, like, somebody come in the next day that's from, like, corporate, and they want to see like how the store's going. Because most of the time, I will say, like, not even most of the time, all the time, like, our stores like looks really nice. But if we know corporate's coming, they want it to look even nicer. And it's crazy to me because you think like we already look really good. Yeah. You know, especially whenever we're getting like a lot of people coming in. But man, like, I never know how to make it look nicer because I'm like, this is just a box. Yeah. Like, what do I do now?
Just put like a bow on it or something.
One of the main things they want us to focus on though is like clothing.
Oh really? No, yeah. People are like, they just be getting it and they just throw it back in.
Oh, I was in clothing yesterday and I was sorry. Just kicked like the thing. But I was in clothing yesterday and I started getting a headache because I would like just see people like throw stuff.
No,
and
it's
I was
frustrating.
like, bro, these people in clothing, like, they must have like the most patience in the world because I could never like do that for 8 hours because they have 8-hour shifts too. And I remember they put me there one time for 5 hours and I was like I'm gonna pass out. No, like, I can't. That's crazy. Like, okay, that was dramatic, but I was getting a headache because these people, like, they don't care.
No, yeah. Like you fold something nicely and they just like tear it apart like that.
No, like, I'll be folding in front of them because I just hit the mic. But I'll be folding in front of them because I mean, where else am I gonna fold it, right?
Yeah.
Like in the cart, and then I put it back and they see me put it back and they take it and they just throw it. And I'm like,
that's rude. I'm like, honestly.
Okay.
I feel like whenever I see a worker folding, like, I put in the extra effort to fold it as best as I could.
No, yeah. And then, oh my gosh, so the way the tables are, I don't know if y'all have been to Costco or not. I know you've been to Costco, right?
Yeah.
But the tables, like, they don't have like barriers, so the clothes just falls, especially if they're real slippery. And so there's been a few times where I walk by, right? I'm not in the clothing section, but like in one of the hallways by it, and I see like the clothes, like the whole thing just slips because it's so slippery, and somebody like hit it the wrong way. And they just look at it and walk away, right? So then I feel like obligated because I saw it, and I don't want like the clothing people to have to do it by themselves. So I do
look
it.
The other way. Just
no, I can't. Like, I have to help them. There's like there's something in like my brain. I have to.
I didn't even think about it, like, about that. Like, I knew they didn't have barriers, but I didn't know like a whole thing would just like slip and fall.
Yeah, well, if it's like the texture of the clothing, like cotton, it'll stay. But if it's like the puffer jackets, they will just slip, especially if someone like puts something off the wrong way or how they just throw it. Like, you hit it one wrong way and it's on the end and it's gonna just like slip. And I remember doing it, like, I was folding the puffer ones and they just kept slipping for me, and I was like, girl, you slip one more time and I'm quitting, right? And it never slipped again. Like, after I thought that, I was like, oh.
She heard you. She was like, okay, yes, ma'am.
I know. I was like, girl, stop falling. Like, I'm folding you the best that I can. I'm doing everything right, and you still want to fall on me.
Maybe these customers feel obligated because they pay for like a membership, and they're like,
that's just so crazy to me, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever.
I mean, not saying it's right. I'm just saying, maybe that's why they're like, oh, I pay, like, they can clean it up.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, that kind of makes sense. But if you're the one who like caused the whole thing to fall, like, you think you would want to help, you know, because that's how I feel. But I also realize, like, not all people have the same like morality, so it's kind of
like me.
Abby, you said,
no, you said just turn away.
I know. I was there. It was my day off, actually. My mom wanted soup because she wasn't feeling good from her stomach. So I went to go get her the chicken noodle soup from over there. And I was walking around, and like one of the things fell, and I was like, oh, I have to help them. So like I helped them pick it up because I was like this. You should have clocked in first. For the 1 minute that I did it. No, yeah. So I was like, oh, my bad. Let me
I feel like Costco needs to have, you know how like in H-E-B, each aisle they'll have like a little sign of what's in the aisle.
Well, it's because we move it every night.
Oh.
So you'd have to move that every night.
I didn't even think about that.
And it's the morning too. Like, we don't even finish a lot at night. Like, sometimes the forklifts, like, they bring the stuff out for that aisle for the morning people who go in at like 3 to like that's put crazy. Up. And I don't know, it's a lot. Like, I'll close, right? And I'm like, oh, the chips are right here, right? Like this specific one. And then I'll be like, oh, it's in this aisle. And they're like, it's not there. And I'm like, what? Like, I was just here last night, but I forget that the people come in the morning and also move stuff. So things are moving all the time. And I know, like, it's frustrating for like me sometimes when I'll tell somebody, oh, it's over there, and then they get like upset with me because they're like, it's not over there, and I'm like, oh, my bad, right? Like, I didn't realize they moved it. But it's also like, I know it's frustrating for the members too, because they're like, I just saw this over here yesterday, and now it's not over here. Where is it? Yeah. So I just go and find it for them, because I'm like, I understand. Like, I'm confused too sometimes. So I'm like, I'll just go find it for you, right? Or this lady, she wanted some specific oil, and I was like, well, I know the oils don't change because they're so big. So we have it like in the same aisle all the time. Like, they might move spaces, but they're always in that one aisle. So I went to go look, and I was like, damn, like, the little signs here, but were out. Like, all of it was just gone. Like, it was a different oil. So I was like, maybe they moved it. So I had to go to the front and, like, look it up and stuff. And I was like, oh, it says inactive. So that means we don't have it anymore. So I had to tell her, and I was like, I'm sorry. Like, we don't have it.
Have you ever tried to move, like, one of those little crates? Like, with the little, what is it called? The little thing.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I did before we opened.
Did you do it? Before. I tried it once. I could not get it.
Yeah, I got it. It was like I had to press down, or I had to press on it for it to like go down, and then I could like pull the thing out so it wouldn't like slip and everything. And I was like, oh, I can't be a stalker. This is too stressful.
It's so hard to maneuver. Like,
I was just moving the one thing, and I was like, oh, this is gonna fall.
Yeah. I remember like I was getting so frustrated, and I was like, I just kept trying to do it until my shift was done. And as soon as that clock hit like 10, I was like, peace out. I was like, oh, sorry guys.
You said nothing moved, but
yeah, I tried. No, but they just threw me there. They were like, oh, do this. I was like, can someone like teach me?
Yeah, no, it was crazy being at the other location. I did have one girl though. She taught me like everything for like 3 days, and that's how like I knew how to do some stuff. So, like, at the end of the night, we have to clean the registers, obviously, right? And my supervisor was like, can you clean them? And I was like, yeah, I've done it, like, one other time, right? Like, at the other location. He was like, okay. And so I did it, and I made it look nice, to say the least. And he was like, good job, Marcel. And I was like, thank you. Because I feel like he's a supervisor that doesn't like me. So when he told me that, I was like, yeah, I succeeded.
Oh, I love that for you. Well, honestly, I haven't been. I mean, you know, I'm unemployed right now.
Unemployed?
Yeah. But I have been doing training for a job, so
yeah.
Hopefully it works out. We'll see. I don't know, like, when I'm actually going in, because it was just, like, Zoom training.
Okay.
But, I mean, hopefully it goes good. We'll see. It'll be something I can add to my application when I apply to UT Health, so.
That's good. So it's, like, with your degree and stuff?
Yeah. The pay isn't, like, amazing, but I mean, honestly, I do it for free.
Pay.
Yeah, I do it for free just to get like that exposure and experience. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. Let's see, what else have I been? Oh, I got a new car.
Oh yeah, I saw it. You pulled up. I was like, who's that?
No. Yeah, I got a new car. It was a gift, kind of, from one of my grandparents. It was like out of nowhere. Like, he called me and he was like, hey, how have you been? And I told him, like, you know, school, stuff like that. And he was like, oh, okay, well, we wanted to like lease you a car. And he was like, so whenever you want, like, you could go to the dealership and go look at them. And I was like, okay. Thank you. I was like, thank you so much. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you know, like, it was just so unexpected. Like, I'm so grateful. And literally, like, at the end of the week, like, I had my car and I was like, that's crazy.
I know, stuff can change so fast. Like, you don't even think about it, but one decision, it's like your whole life is kind of like flipped around. Yeah, I will say, like, not like specifically with the car, but I'm a very indecisive person. And I feel like I'm always like, I feel like it's always a battle up here. Yeah. I'm pointing on my forehead for the people listening. I don't know. It's just always like, do I do this or do I do that? And if I do that, what if this happens? But if I do this could happen. Like, it's just so much, like, I really, like, admire, like, Adri, how she's, like, so into her faith and, like, God and all that. Like, I pray every night and, you know, like, I believe in God, but I want to get to the point where, like, I don't worry about big things because I know at the end of the day, like, God is going to make everything work out. No, yeah. It's really... Sometimes I feel like it's a little stressful to put, like, that much pressure on yourself to get to that point. And I feel like everyone just kind of gets to that point eventually. And we might have like different phases. I know there's like different time periods that like I've gone through, like, oh, like I don't worry about like anything because I know like God will help me, right? And so I try to remind myself that if I'm like at work and I'm like, oh, I just messed up, right? Or I'm gonna get in trouble, right? I don't do anything crazy, but like if it's little, I mean, any little thing, and I'll be like, oh, like I'm gonna get fired, right? Like that's just my mentality because I want everything to like go a certain way, and if it doesn't, I like freak out, right? And I'm like, oh, I didn't expect this, so how is this gonna work out now, right? But I don't know, like it's still hard to be like, oh, like it's fine, like everything will work out. But I mean, it's still a battle. I know at the beginning of last fall, so I think it was fall 2020, I was very much into like my faith because I was always home, right? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into it, right? And honestly, I did really good that semester.
Really?
And so like I think it's because I wasn't so worried because I was like, oh, like it's fine, right? Like God's gonna help me like figure this stress out. So like I had tests and I was like, it's okay. Like I studied for it, right?
I don't think there's ever been a time in my life where I wasn't stressed.
No, like I'm always stressed, but I was a little less stressed, and like everything felt like it was going the way it was supposed to. And now that I haven't been like doing that because I've been so busy, I feel like everything's out of whack. Like I work out, yes, I eat healthy, right? I go to work, I have school, write the podcast, but I still feel very like freaked out, like all the time. Like I'm always on edge. Like I need, like after this, Julie and I are gonna record another episode, and then I'm gonna go shopping with my mom for Christmas, and then we're gonna do this, and that because I didn't have time to do it during December because I work so much and I have school, and so like I'm never not doing something, and it's kind of tiring.
But I feel like I maybe it's just me, but I'm always like I have to be doing something. And now that this is the first time I've had like a break from school, because ever since I started college, like I either took summer classes or even last year I took a winter semester course, so I didn't even have like a winter break because I was taking a course. So this is like the first time that I've had, you know, time to relax from school and not have to worry about studying or stuff. And even then, like, and I also like I said earlier, like I'm not working right now, and it's hard and like frustrating because I feel like when I don't have stuff to keep my mind off things, like my mind wanders, and it gets like
overwhelming.
Like, and then I get like sad because I'm like why am I, you know what I mean? Like I have a roof over my head, I have parents that love me, like why am I stressing out? Yeah, if you look at the big picture, my life is pretty good, but like when you go into like the nitty gritty, it's like I have a lot of things I can like pick apart. Like I wish I did this, I wish I didn't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like everybody like has that, but I know like you're not, working or you're not in school right now because of break, right? So we just have more time to think about stuff. And I'm not saying like that's healthy, right? It's definitely something that like we can both work on, because I know I have that problem too. Like I'll be talking to Julian and I go from picking at like one thing about myself to like 20 other things, right? Like in the span of like 5 minutes. And it's crazy like how deep, if I have time, like I can get into, oh, like this happened because I didn't do this. Or if I would have worked harder in this area, why didn't I? Right? And then I'm like, oh, like I need to get my priorities straight. And when you look at it, like I have my priorities straight, but it's hard to keep like doing those things over and over again, like studying so much and going to school. Like this last semester, I really didn't sleep like a lot because I had to work at 11 and I'm already like awake at that point. Like I can't just go to sleep when I get home. And so like I would study, I'd call Julian to go to sleep, right, to say goodnight, right? And then I'd have class at 8 in the morning. So, but I wanted to work out, and like, I don't know, it's a lot. Like at some point I think you have to make sacrifices, but some stuff you shouldn't sacrifice.
No, I mean, it's hard.
But I get what you mean. Like you have to have something to do to like keep your brain going and like working and feel like you're doing something. But I mean, it's good that you're resting though. Like you're gonna look back, like you're gonna work the rest of your life. Like that's what my mom said.
Oh, don't remind me.
I know. But she like anytime, like even with Costco or whenever I tried to get like other jobs, right, she was like, you're gonna work the rest of your life, like it's not the end of the world, like take time to relax, right? So that's why, like, right now I'm like, oh, like, I love working at Costco, right? Like, it's really nice. I have, like, really good coworkers, and I work with my cousin, like I said before. So that's, like, a pro, right? But I also want, like, time to, you know, like, experience things.
Yeah.
You know, like, I didn't really get to experience Christmas.
I don't think anyone did.
You know,
like,
it's
even
been,
me,
like,
like,
it's a weird month.
Weird. I was, like, talking to my mom about it yesterday. Well, not even talking. I just told her, like, it doesn't feel like Christmas. And she was like, why, baby? Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, don't ask me that because I'm going to cry. And I don't know what's wrong. And
you said a lot.
Yeah, a lot is wrong. And I don't know. I feel like I'm always it's just always something. I think, like, I was thinking about it, and I miss Stuco so much.
Yeah.
I feel like after school, having that place to, like, go to and just, like, socialize, and, you know, like, I was just, like, happy. And I feel like now, like, I'm just, like, in my room, like, rotting.
Oh my god.
Until I go to the gym. And then I'm at the gym for, like, a couple hours, and I feel good, and then I come home and I'm like, okay, what now? Like,
yeah.
Right now, like, that's just my life.
Well, you're also going to start going back in person. So.
Hopefully. I saw that apparently, like, UT Dallas. Is that a school?
I think it's
like,
Arlington
or something. It's in Dallas. Yeah. They said that, like, they're not going in person because of the variant. So I was like, damn.
It's kind of like once one school doesn't, it's like the rest kind of follow.
Okay, stop. No, don't say that.
Well, no, like, I think for certain things. Like, I don't know about this one because, you know, UTSA didn't go for the first few weeks.
Yeah.
But St. Mary's or, like, other colleges, they didn't, like, close. So I think it really depends on, like, the city.
Yeah. I don't know. I really want to go in person for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the classes that I'm taking or the classes that I registered for, like, one of them, so I'm going in person for 2 courses. Mm-hmm. They're Monday, Wednesday, because I'm going to be working Tuesdays, Thursdays. So Monday, Wednesday from 12:30, and then each class is like 3 hours because it's a lab too, so it's not just a regular course. So I'm going to be there for like 6-8 hours because I have once one class ends, I have like 2 hours in between, and then another class ends. So I'm going to be there from 12:30 to like 8. Basically.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. So I just, like, I don't want to do that at home. Like,
yeah.
Like, if I chose those specific classes because I knew or I had the idea of going in person.
Yeah, and you'd have like that time to be out. And
yeah. And I was planning on like my class ends at 3:15 and my other class starts at 5:30. I was planning on going to like the library and studying or doing like homework for my other courses or something. But like if I'm at home, I'm just gonna take a nap. Like I'm not gonna I will say though, I do feel like I didn't suffer as much from like being online like a lot of people did. Like I
feel like you adapted well.
Yeah, I think it also had to do with the fact that I was always like I like to be in my own space. But then it can only go so far because then I start to get sad. Yeah. So I think I did pretty well, and I got used to it. Like I did good in my classes, or as good as I could. I didn't get all A's like you, but I did pretty good. I did okay.
No, like you should be proud of that. You finished like 3 semesters already, and you did the winter semester and summer school. Like I can't. Like I had breaks because I knew like at some point I would just like
No, yeah. I remember in the summer I took Chemistry 2 as a flex course. Worst decision of my life. It was horrible.
I remember you telling me because I think we went to go get smoothies and you're like, I can't.
No, it was so bad. Like, I think that was like my first B. And I was like, damn, I shouldn't have done that to myself. But the way that it like, I had to take that course because there's like specifics and technicalities when you apply to nursing school. Like, if you apply, you can't be taking any science courses. Like, you can't be in the middle of taking a science course. You need to be done with it. Or like, when you apply, you can't be like, you could take like a history course, but it can't exceed 6 credits. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's like, you have to do like more research into it. I'm pretty sure it differs from like, or like it varies
different
from
universities.
Yeah. So, I met with my advisor in October, like a year or two ago, and like we planned it out. And she said like, okay, this semester you take these classes, in the summer you take these classes, and then if I take those certain classes in that order, then I'll be good to apply to nursing school like on time, or like the time that I would want to apply.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically, I had to take those classes at that time, but I mean, it was horrible. It was bad.
Well, I mean, you got through it, and you did really well.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I don't know. I also have to register to take the TEAS exam.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of freaking out to take the LSAT. Like, I've been studying, right? But I feel like I need somebody to talk to me, like explain to me what's happening. I can't just like read a book. So I've been watching YouTube, and there's this one guy, I forgot what it's called, but if you're trying to apply to law school, just look up like LSAT revision or like studying, and he's like one of the first few people to pop up, and it's kind of like I'd say like a beige thumbnail. It looks very like studious, so I was like, I can trust these people, right? So I clicked on it, and he was like a law student and stuff, graduated, all of that, and he did I think it was his major before he went into law school. It was like psychology or something. So like how you can learn better, or like what's a good way to study for the LSAT, and like all these different things, right? So I don't know. He's very helpful. I've only watched like 2 videos, and there's like I think 10, or it's 13 hours the whole like quote unquote course. But I mean, he's like really easy to listen to, and I've been taking notes and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I see how that would work.
I feel like St. Mary's would have like a kind of like a Zoom class or like a little study sesh.
Well, they had a course for this last fall, but it cost like extra to go. And then I didn't know like how that was going to fit into my schedule. Like, how does that even work, you know? And
Can you take it next semester? Was it only like this?
No, I think there's like all these opportunities, but I just haven't like really been able to explore the campus really. Like, I go for a class and then I leave because then I have like other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or it's also like I've made like a few friends, but I don't live on campus.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to like, oh, like let's go hang out. And be like, oh, well, I'm not there, so it's gonna take me like 30 minutes to like get
and they're
to
like,
there.
oh, we're gonna be done.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's kind of like, okay, right. So I don't know. I found 1 or 2 people actually who are in like the English program to go into law school. So that's good. Like I finally found people that are on like the same path as me, because everyone else is like, oh, I'm going into business, or I'm going into, I don't know, like science or something, or I'm changing my major, and I'm like, what the heck?
Is law school like really competitive to get into?
Yeah, that's also what freaked me out, because I read something and it was like the reason why, because I don't know if you heard about this, but St. Mary's opened their first online like fully JD law program. And because they had so many people trying to apply from like Texas that they couldn't admit all the people they wanted to, or that had like all the requirements. Like they exceeded the requirements, but they could only let a few people in.
Damn.
And so that's why they did the online program. So I'm like, oh, like I don't mind like doing the online program. Like I just need to get like a law degree, right? So I don't know. We have to see how that goes. I'm on like the pre-law program though, so I take everything a year earlier.
Oh, that's good.
So next year I need to apply to take my LSAT and apply to law school. So crying, because that's a lot. And I don't know, that's why I was talking to Costco, like, oh, like I want to work, but I need like a little less hours, you know?
Yeah. Because
I need to study for that on top of like my other courses. So like maybe I don't have to meet, but it's still a lot of information.
Dang. When's the deadline for like the application?
I'm not too sure. I know it's in like December or something. So really I have to take it in fall, like the fall semester.
Oh, that's good. You still have time. I literally have like the deadline for nursing school is February 1st. And
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. He said everything's gonna work out.
I don't know, because I have to take the TEAS exam like I said earlier, and you have to pay like $100 to take it, and then if you don't like get a certain score to apply to UT Health, you have to wait at least 3 months to retake it. So I only have 1 chance. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, it's okay, baby, like you can just take it again and just apply the next deadline. So there's 2 deadlines. It's February 1st and then August 1st. I originally thought I was going to be applying for August 1st, but I was recently told that I could apply February 1st, and my family's like, oh, do it as soon as you can so you can get your degree. And I'm like, damn, can I just like breathe for a little bit? Like I haven't even studied for the friggin' test. Like, I don't know. It's just very stressful. But I mean, next semester is my last semester at Vista, so hopefully I'll get my associates, and then God will work his magic.
You said, and I'll be a nurse. No,
yeah, and then I'll be in school for 2 more years, and then work the rest of my life. This is a depressing ass topic.
I mean, like, it's reality, you know. Like, this is kind of all the path, or almost everyone's path.
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
I mean, there's beauty in it. We just have to find it.
Yeah, I think once I get like into like start doing my clinicals and all that, I think I'll be like, oh, okay, like I enjoy fun. This department, because right now it's nothing but like studying textbooks, all that. Like I'm not even in a classroom to see like a model or something, you know. So it's all just like staring at a screen. So, yeah. I don't know. Can you tell I've been like in a funk lately?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I have been. I'm sorry. It's just been a little rough, but it's okay.
Well, no, like this is what this podcast is for. You know, to kind of like talk about things that not really are. Well, I mean, bothering you, obviously, but kind of like just get it out there.
Just like a therapy session.
Yeah, definitely. No, but it's because like I don't know. Julian and I look at the demographic that like is listening to us, and most of it is around our age. And I think especially because we've been in like a pandemic, we haven't really realized that other people are going through the same thing. And I think it's important for like other people to hear it too.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's all part of life. Like, I don't know. I saw a tweet and it was like, we're really growing up at the worst time because we don't have time to experience anything.
I know. And then like I literally went to the movies with my cousin to see Spider-Man, and we saw it like Thursday night, like the day that it came out.
Oh yeah.
And it was like we didn't want to sit in the first row. Like I'm not trying to get neck cramps, you know?
Yeah.
So we went to like a 9:30 showing, and we had like on tickets, and I told my mom, and she's like, 9:30, Abby. I mean, that's not late, but when the movie ends, that's gonna be 11:30 midnight. And she was like giving me this whole lecture. I was like, damn, like I'm gonna be 20 next year. Like, can I go see a movie at 9:30? Like,
no, I know my parents. I told you because whenever we were eating lunch, but Julian and I wanted to go see the lights because I've been at work all day every day, right? So when am I gonna go, right? And the 2 days I have off, one of them's Christmas, right? Yeah. And then today. And so we were like, oh, like we want to go see the lights because recently we've just been like hanging out at my house or his house when I get out of work, right? Mainly my house because my parents don't like me to be out late, right?
He lives like down the street.
I know, but it doesn't matter if I'm out at like 10:30, it's like late, right?
No, that's late for my mom.
Yeah. So whenever we were like, oh, we're gonna go see the lights, and it was already 10:30, my dad was like, what? Like they were getting ready to go to sleep, and my mom was like, in the neighborhood, and I'm like,
oh, your mom is so cute.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, like we wanted to see the neighborhood lights too, but we wanted to like go see all of the lights, right? And so I was like, I don't really know where we're going, right? Because we hadn't decided. We just said we wanted to go and like see the lights, and my dad was like, okay, well, you better let me know when you get home, right? Just wake me up. And all this stuff. And then the next day he calls me because I was still asleep. Or no, actually I was getting ready for work, but when he left I was still asleep. And he was like, so what time did you get home last night? And I was like, 12?
That's a great question.
I was like 12 o'clock. Like,
no, my mom swears she can't go to sleep until I get home.
They're liars because like,
no, I get home and she's like,
I know.
And then she'll like get up and come to my room. She's like, when'd you get home? And I was like, what do you mean? I thought you couldn't go to sleep. You didn't hear me come home?
No, whenever I'd work at Chipotle and I'd get out at like 12 and then be home by like 12:15 or 30, my mom would be passed out.
Really?
My dad would like stay awake, but like barely. And then Gabby's the one who would stay awake for me. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't go to sleep? Like I told them yesterday because they were saying something, and I forgot what we were talking about. But I was like, y'all are liars. And they were like, what? And I was like, y'all knock out no matter where I am. And my dad was like, no, I stay awake. And I was like, I came home and you were passed out. Like, what do you mean?
He was like all snoring.
I know, he was. And I was like, Dad, because I didn't want to wake up my mom. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm home. He was like, you're home. And he already forgot I left. I was like,
oh my gosh. He's like, where'd you go? I thought you'd been home.
I know. And then Gabby, she was in her room because I had told her I was gonna leave, right? Because sometimes she comes and like tries to find me, like at night, because she stays up. And I was like, I'm gonna go, okay? And I was like, I'll see you later. And she was like, okay. And she was like, oh yeah, I heard Sissy get in, and I fell asleep after that. She was like, I just had to make sure she got home. And I was like, a good sister. I was like, she's the only one, and that they're all knocked out. Me. I know. My dog, I opened the door, and I turned around. He's just like waiting there, and I'm like, so you stay up too?
It's everyone but your parents.
I know.
But the people that are telling you not to go.
Mhm. And I mean, like, I know, like, they have good reason, but I wasn't getting out of the car. Like, we were just gonna go drive around and see lights. I mean, like, if we were gonna go downtown and like get off and stuff, that's a little weird at like 11. Because, like, it's not like I can go anywhere. Like, I'm 19. I'm not, like, 21. Can go into, like, a bar or something.
I mean, you could go... No, I think everything closes. Like, everything restaurants.
Everything closes pretty early.
I didn't even know restaurants were open on, like, Christmas.
Mm-hmm. They are. It's crazy. I remember one time... What were we going to get? We needed something, right? We were like, oh, shoot. It's Christmas. Like, everything's closed. Dang. So, we didn't get that item. I already forgot what it was, but...
I don't know. You should have written it down or something.
I know. I've been like, damn it. We went the next day.
That's good. That's good. I've been wanting to go see the lights. I don't know. I haven't really done any like festive Christmas things. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the holidays. I think like for the longest time, I would spend the holidays with my family a little bit, but for the majority of it, I wasn't with my family. Mm-hmm. And now like, it's just kind of like, damn. Like, I love my family, don't get me wrong, but it's just, like, I feel like I don't know, it's just hard. Like, I love my family, like, in the sense that, like, they take care of me and all that, but, like, when it comes to holidays, like, they're just not really into, like, staying up at midnight and opening presents. Like, they're very, like, my mom literally goes to sleep at, like, 9 o'clock, and my dad goes to sleep, like, at 8:30.
And that is early.
Yeah, like, even, like, for the past couple years for Christmas and for New Year's, like, they don't even stay up till midnight. Like, I remember one New Year's, I was literally, like, up, like, in my room when the clock hit 12. Yeah. I was like, damn, this is so depressing. And then, you know, stuff happens. Now I don't have, like, that outlet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in my room this New Year's. We'll see. I'll just hear some fireworks. And
you can see SeaWorld. Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just, like, force my cousin to do something with me.
You said come over. We're going out.
Yeah. My cousin and I have gotten closer. Like, I feel like we go through, like, droughts. Like, we'll talk. Like, she'll spend the night. And then, like, we won't talk for, like, weeks or a month. And then we'll, like, talk. And then, like, it's, like, nothing happened. Like, it's just, like, you know, like, those friendships that, like, y'all can go, like, weeks or a month without talking, but then once y'all, like, see each other, like, it's, like, nothing ever changed. Mm-hmm. It's like that. But I feel like it's different because she's family. Like, she's forced to love me.
You said, you know? She has to come over.
Yeah, if I ask her to, she has to. Like, so, it's nice. I mean, I'd say, like, right now, like, I probably only have, like, 2 friends. Yeah. But I'm hoping, like, once I go in person, like, I'll meet new people.
I'll get more friends.
Yeah, or maybe even see people from Stevens.
No, I hate that.
Marisa, no.
Well, no, it's, like, the people that I didn't talk to. Like, we just know about each other.
Okay, I was like, damn, okay.
No. Because I'll be at work, and I saw, like, a bunch of people.
Really?
And I'm like, oh, I just go somewhere else. Like,
no, yeah, it is awkward. I saw, when I was training at Costco, I saw, like, one of my exes, like, middle school ex, like, years ago. I saw his mom, and I was like,
you said, I gotta go.
Yeah, like, I just turned around, and I was like, where do you want me, sir? And then it was like, she was about to, like, leave. Like, she was already checking out, so I was like, oh, thank God. She probably wouldn't have said anything, but, yeah, I just thought it was funny. I was like, damn. What are the chances?
No, it's just like, it's just weird because like you can, well, I have a name tag, right? Not a lot of people have my name.
Yeah, they're probably like, oh, that's her.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I'll just look at them, they look at me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go this way.
I will say it's like that, like at the gym too. Like I'll see people from Stevens, and it's like one of those things that I never spoke to them, so obviously I'm not gonna go up to them and be like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? Like, you know, but I know of them, like I've seen them in the hallways, and it's just like awkward because sometimes I feel like, oh, what if like they don't know me, like we never talked, they like, what if they never saw me?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like whenever like I'll talk to their friends, but I've never met them, you know.
Yeah, it's like an awkward like interaction.
I know of you, but yeah. I don't know, it's just weird, you know. Or like if I did talk to them but then we never like talked after that like time period, it's kind of like
I whenever I see people from Stevens at like Golds, I'll just like pretend I don't know them, unless they've like gone up to me and like, you know, made a conversation and been like, oh, like, you know, you went to Stevens or whatever, like I'll like wave at them or whatever. But if they don't come up to me, or like if they're not like, they don't make me know that they know me, then I'll just like,
and I feel like everyone's like that because I've done that too. I'll tell Julian, I'm like, oh, we went to school with them, and they're like, who are you talking about? I'm like, that guy over there. And he's like, what?
No.
He's like, how do you know? Like, they're wearing a mask. And I'm like, I can just tell. Like, like I know these people. I don't know. It's weird.
Sometimes I wonder, like, how are they doing? Like, are they listening? Are y'all listening?
Hey, sorry for not saying hi.
Yeah, sorry. Next time, just come up to me.
I'm like, I'm just weird. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to
talk
awkward. To anybody.
I just don't want people to think I'm like awkward.
Yeah, well, I feel like if I don't know them, then I will come off like that. You know, like if I saw you at the store, I'd be like, Abby, right?
Yeah.
But if I saw, I don't know, some random kid I had in my class, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Whatever, like, your name.
You're like, what's your name again?
I know. So I'm like, that's like just weird. Like, that would already be a weird interaction, like starting it off like that.
Yeah, I know, like, one guy, I was at the gym and he came up to me. He was like, you're Abby from Stevens, right? I was like, the fuck? I was like, what do you mean?
There are like 20 of them.
I was like, what do you mean, sir? Like, Alex from Target? Like, that's how it came off. I was like, no, I'm not famous, sir. I'm not. And I was like, oh, yeah. And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember, like, I had you for a class. I was like, oh, really? Like, I did not know him. And I felt so bad, but it's fine. I wave to him now and then.
Yeah. No, like, if I don't know, if they, like, say hi or I say hi, like, just, like, briefly, then I'll, like, keep doing that. But I'm not going to have, like, a conversation.
Yeah. It's weird. It's just, like, there's so many, like, social cues you have to read. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, I feel like you have to do it in, like, the right timing. Because if not, like, you can wave, or, like, if you wave and it's a little too late, it's awkward. Or if you, like, make eye contact but you start, like, moving your eye, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's just maybe I'm just overthinking it.
No, it's okay. I get it. Like, and Julian can cut, like, the name out. But, like, with
what if he doesn't?
I know, I'd be so
and he puts it loud.
Well, no, it's like it's just because I don't talk to her, right?
Yeah.
Anymore. Like, we talked in high school and like we had the same friend group, but like she went somewhere else and I'm still here, right?
Yeah.
So we're not friends anymore, and like it's that acquaintance thing, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen her at the gym a few times, but I only said hi every now and then because she'll be doing something. So like how you're talking about social cues, like there's just sometimes that you don't like do those things. Yeah. You know, so it's weird. Like, oh.
But also sometimes you don't want to come off like rude. Like, you don't want people to be like, oh, she's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's just like a really weird situation. I do want to be like a little more like outgoing, like be the one to start conversations.
Yeah, and I have done that like now at my job because everybody was new. Like, we all got hired. Well, most people are new. Like, they did have some people come from other stores, but majority of us, like, we've never worked at Costco. So we're all, like, going through the same experiences. So I think that kind of, like, helped, you know? Because there are a bunch of people, like, around my age now. So, like, at Chipotle and then, like, at my other job, everyone was, like, older than me. Or, like, I didn't talk to them because they were younger. Or, like, they didn't want to talk to me. Or I don't, like, know them or didn't work with them enough. But now that we work, like, 5 days a week together, we're the same age, like, we're going through the same stuff, like college and working while going to college, right? Yeah. So we kind of, like, created that on our own. And I think in that sense, I have become more outgoing, especially because I'm an assistant. So I have to like work with different people all the time. So I'll be like, oh, like, how's your day going? Or, oh, like, I don't know, like, just start talking about random stuff, right? Or they'll start talking to a customer. And, like, I mean, I have to as well, right?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, like, we all just kind of, like, oh, my computer's went off. But we just, like, start talking about, like, the same stuff. And then, like, the member leaves. And then we're still talking about it. And that's kind of, like, how we create, like, an acquaintance, you know?
I will say, it's, like, have you seen, I think it's a TikTok, like, people make friends because you see them on a daily basis. That, like, I just thought about that because in high school, like, you know, I obviously I wasn't like super popular, but like, you know, I had friends. Like, I had
people knew me.
No, like, I had friends, I had people to talk to, but like now, like, I mean, I don't know anything that's going on in their life.
Yeah.
And it's just like crazy. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's true. Like, I wouldn't have talked to these people at all. Like, I don't go to the same school with them or anything like that. There's one girl, though, that goes to St. Mary's, too. So I'm like,
really?
Okay.
Oh, cute. Right. What's she majoring in?
The same thing, English, going to law. So that's why I was like... Oh, my gosh,
you're going to be lifelong besties.
I know. She was like, hey, bestie.
That's so good. I feel like when you start up a conversation, you can tell, like, when someone wants to talk to you back.
Yeah.
Because if not, like, if it's just one-sided, like, it's awkward,
and
you know? Like, if they're just giving me, like, one-word answers, I'm like, okay, well, you know.
Yeah, like, I say a joke and they don't laugh. And
yeah,
I'm like, okay. I want to go.
Sometimes I'll say a joke to my family, and they won't laugh, and I'll be like, that's funny, guys. Like, why aren't y'all laughing? And then they'll do, like, pity laughs. Yeah. And it'll make me feel better, so it's fine. I thought it was funny, so it's whatever.
No, yeah. I mean, you're gonna start going to school, so I think you're gonna be seeing these people a lot.
I know, but then I'm worried, like, what if they don't like me, or what if they think I'm weird, or what if they think
they don't
rude?
deserve to be in your life, like.
I don't know. It's just, there's just so much. Like, when you think about life as a whole, like, there's so many aspects, and like, I think a big problem with me, like I said earlier, like, I'm very indecisive. I don't want to grow up and like regret things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But we're all learning still.
Yeah, I know. Just always going back and forth. Always. But at least I haven't, like, I've stuck to my major, so that's good. I'm not, like, wasting money or anything. No offense to Trevino.
No, he's fine.
No, Trevino stuck to it. Like, he changed it once or twice.
I think it was just twice.
But he's, like, stuck to
with the last one, yeah.
He still wants, like, he's still, like, as passionate about it?
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. I think, hopefully, once I go back in person and once I get into nursing school, I will, you know, just start making friendships and just, you know, living life.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
It's still kind of, like, weird right now.
It is.
I feel like, especially once we get into, like, oh, like, you're going to nursing and I'm going to law, like, we're going to be doing stuff that we're passionate about around other people that are passionate about it. Right now, we're kind of just in that, getting to that point. Yeah. You know, our people just want a degree. They don't really care. So it's kind of like, once we get past that, then we can start making great relationships with people.
I know. Hopefully we still keep in touch, though.
I think so. I mean, it's been like 2 years now.
I know, crazy.
So, we're fine.
I know, and you and Trevino are still together. I love that for you.
Me too.
I feel like he's the reason, like, y'all are together and y'all are doing so well is because he's, like, mature for his age.
He is. Like, sometimes he'll start talking about stuff. I think we talked about this, like, another time, but he'll, like, be talking about certain things, and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought about that. Yeah. Right? And I think I'm, like, pretty mature, right? Like,
well, I mean, girls mature faster than guys, so it's like, it's not
Julian's just
uncommon.
Like on a faster level than everybody.
Maybe Trevino's like secretly a girl or something.
Stop.
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, he's just like, I don't know. He's like so insightful, you know? Yeah. So like he'll say certain stuff and it makes me think about other things. And I'm like, you're right. You know, like that's wrong. Like, why do we do that? Or why is this like that? Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I have to be a lawyer. Like, I have to change these things.
No, yeah. I mean, I remember in high school, like, sometimes I'd be like, why is he talking about such serious things? Like, I'm
He did, like, he's so passionate.
No,
and I really admire that, because sometimes he'll be like, oh, like, I feel like I'm in a slump, right? And I think it's because he's not learning, like, new things that he's passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he has, like, for his degree, he'll, like, talk about it, you know? Or, like, something funny that happened in class when he went. But I don't know, like, I think it's nice that he has, like, different viewpoints.
No, it is. Definitely. It's a conversation opener, kind of.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I'll have a different viewpoint, and he does. And we don't, like, argue. We kind of just talk about them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like how you put that, so I can see that. And then he'll be like, I see that point of view, right?
I will say that I think that's something that's, like, important to me, like, in a relationship. Like, I don't want to have to be, like, or have to think it's this way or no way. You know what I mean? Like, a relationship is all about compromise.
I feel like that's very constrictive. You know, especially also, like, let's say, like, both people have the same, like, idea of everything. I feel like at some point it just gets boring. Like, you're not learning new things. Yeah. You're not growing together. You're kind of just staying at the same level. And because Julian and I have such different ideas of certain things. I mean, yeah, like, most of the things that we talk about, we agree on, right? Or we see, like, a similar point of view. But it's about those things that we don't. That kind of, like, oh, like, now I know this and now you know that. Yeah.
That's good. I'm just glad you are so together. They're so cute.
Me too. This podcast.
Yeah. I know. He's probably listening, like, damn. Like,
he's like, yeah, I'm
so best. Mature for my age. I can already. I wonder what Trevino's. Is he gonna listen to all this?
Yeah, he has to edit it.
Oh, poor Trevino. How long have we been going?
I don't know. Like, I don't even have my watch on.
I should have started timing it. It doesn't say right here.
It says, like, hold on, guys. I'm gonna move the mic for a sec.
It doesn't say?
It does, but, like, in minutes.
How many minutes is it?
I think it's like 2,000. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I can't tell.
Well, it's already 2 p.m.
We started at 12:45. Hey,
poor
guys.
Trevino, I'm so sorry.
We didn't know, okay?
Okay, guys, that wraps it up.
All right, well, I guess we should, because, like, that's
no, he
long.
has to. No, it is.
Yeah. He has to edit that tonight. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you made it to this point of, like, an hour and a half, thank you so much. But yeah, if y'all want Abby back on, I mean, she's gonna be on every now and then.
They're gonna be like, no, she's a Debbie Downer. I'm just going through a funk, guys. I'm just going through it right now. I promise.
She's really funny. Okay, like,
I try to be. People tell me I'm not, but it's fine. It's okay. But thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah. I was looking forward to it this whole week. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Thursday. I'm excited.
I know. I was at work and I was like, oh, just 2 more days. Or just 1 more day.
Next time I need to write bullet points, because these past couple nights I was like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, and then now, like, we talked, but, like, I feel like there was more that I wanted to hit on that I just didn't think about. Now you
have to be on another episode, and
I guess you're right.
We will be more precise.
Yes, organized.
Yes.
Because yes, we'll be more organized.
And we'll stay below an hour.
Yes, we will. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So for everyone that's listening, thank you, Abby, and just little claps, like, I know, in the background. And if y'all haven't, make sure to follow us on our social media, livewithjm pod. No underscores, no capital letters. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.